Good morning, everybody. This is Addison Shonland, and my guest is Adam Pilarski, the famous Guru Dude, Adam is a Senior Vice President at Avitas, which is an aviation consultancy in Washington, D.C. Adam, thank you for spending some time with me today to talk about this industry.
Okay, thanks for being on your program.
So the first thing is the market reaction to the COVID virus. It seems that the industry was going along blissfully even in January, almost blissfully in February, and then suddenly at the end of February and now through March, it's collapsed. It was so sudden. Why do you think it happened so suddenly? What caused it to trip and fall so hard?
Well, it fell already. I mean, think about China. China already was hit by it, already had travel restrictions. China is a huge market. Not only are they second largest economy in the world, they are the second aviation market, and they are buying the most and having delivered most planes of anybody. So obviously we knew that China was gravely affected by it. I think that people who didn't see it were engaged in wishful thinking. I'm here in Potomac, Maryland, and maybe 15 miles away from me is this White House that also was saying things are fine in January, February, even in March. Things are not that bad, it's just a bad flu. I was at ISTAT in Austin in first couple days of March. People still believe that it's not so bad. It will be a stronger seasonal flu. And then we found out that the only way you can handle the situation is virtual, almost total isolation. Total isolation is not that good for travel, in case you missed it. It's a hard point for non-analytical people to get, but yeah, if you're not supposed to see people, that's not very good for travel. So the industry overall had big problems. We were in a huge bubble. The bubble would have been even worse if we didn't have incredible incompetence in manufacturing. So luckily, both Airbus and Boeing with the MAX didn't deliver as many planes, but we had huge amount of planes that were not really needed. All of a sudden, we come to a situation where travel has to stop on the dime. Until we have some solutions and until we have vaccines. By now, almost anybody who follows science realizes that it will take a good year for the vaccines to be developed. And it's dangerous. I'm not an MD, I just play a doctor on TV, but I don't know why exactly, but obviously vaccinations, if done improperly, can cause more damage. So, because you're infecting people with a disease. So again, the positive thing here, in my view, is that we have healthy competition. Right now, China and the US both are working very, very hard on developing vaccines. And it's a healthy competition that hopefully will produce good results. But there's still huge amount of uncertainty. I mean, even after we resolve the temporary issue of half of the people being sick and many dying, the economies are in a not good situation. We just had reports of record unemployment filings. People don't make money, they don't travel. People are scared of contact, they don't travel. So aviation will be hit much harder than other industries. And it's very difficult to find, like restaurants are hit very hard. They are now mainly closed, but they can send food out. You can't do it with aviation.
So Adam, if we look at where we are now, what do we expect downstream? So obviously, as you point out, as far as restaurants, obviously hotels, airlines, the whole chain of travel is impacted. When we look downstream from the shrinkage, is there any sense, have you picked up any sense of how long this takes to work out, and where do we end up, let's say 6 months from now? What do you have a sense of that?
Yeah, you're right. This is the big question. And again, I am not a real doctor. I'm a fake doctor. So I shouldn't practice medicine. But we don't know, and actually our real MDs don't know enough yet. Because, for example, we don't know if people who will get sick, can they get sick again? We don't know. We don't know how the virus will mutate. Even if it eventually goes away, and kind of the most optimistic view is summer, usually the flu disappears because virus doesn't do as well in hot weather. We don't know about this virus yet. We also know, unfortunately, looking at times of my youth, 1918, 1919, the Spanish flu. Okay, why was it 18 and 19? Because there were different waves. It disappeared and then it came back. So in the case of the Spanish flu that killed 50 million people worldwide, smaller population base then, there were 3 waves. And actually the second was more powerful, killed more people or more lethal than the first. So we don't know which way it will go. We don't have the medical information. The medical people don't have it. So all scenarios have to be guys like me guessing what will happen and making some medical assumptions. So our assumption is that this year right now traffic is dead. And we hope it will come back next year. And we hope then that it will continue going up. The numbers that my team produces is will reach the 2019 level only in 2023.
Wow.
With a total meltdown right now, and then improvements. So
okay, so for that,
that's on that happy note.
Exactly. So let's round this off with the last item I wanted to ask you about. What, in terms of a turnaround, okay, so I mean, there's plenty of us to have nightmares about and sleepless nights, but in terms of a turnaround, what do you think should be the signals we should look for?
The first big point is economy. And that's really what drives traffic. But traffic, in this case, has the fear factor and the additional recommendation by medical authorities not to be close to people. So aviation will be hit harder than average industry. And we don't have solutions like restaurants, as I said, you can have takeout. You cannot have takeout on flying. I will first look at, I mean, the two obvious things are spread of the disease and economic activity. And spread of the disease, right now in the US, we are getting worse by the week. So hopefully it's getting as bad as it could, but we still have a couple of weeks where things are getting worse. We're in the process of things getting worse. Acceleration of, and you know, anytime you move there, it is not going to be good for humans. It puts tremendous pressures on hospitals, and not good things are happening.
You're still not telling me what I want to know, Adam. Give me three signals that show a turnaround. Three things that'll say we bottomed out.
Infection rates, death rates, economic activity.
That's why they call you the guru.
That's three. For you, 1, 2, I knew the next one. 3, yeah, okay.
Thank you, Adam. I really appreciate you spending some time with me.
Please stay safe and sane.
Thank you very much.
All the best. Bye.
Bye.